It's time for Cats Talk Wednesday. Small town and big city joined forces. Vinny Hardy of Lynch, Kentucky, and Terry Brown of Louisville, Kentucky, team up to give you free-flowing, laid-back sports talk. Focus on Kentucky Wildcats, as well as pertinent information in the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball.
Back at it, Cats Talk Wednesday, BS3 Network. I am not by myself. Y'all see him there on the screen. Terry TB 49ers Brown is back, and we are glad, man.
Glad to be back. Had a little health issue. All I'm going to say is, fellas, don't power through it. Check it out, because you do not want to be hospitalized. That's no fun. But I'm back at it. Got a plan on that road to recovery, so it's good to be back.
That's good, man. That's good. Like you said, the next trip home got to be better, man. Hate to see that on the trip home and not even get to, go to do all the stuff you want to do, see mom, go here, go there, or just, like you say, have everybody come see you. But
Still got some indies though, so I was able to get that in me and my youngest, and she drove me around, so that was a good thing too. So still got to do some fun stuff.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So glad you're back here, man. We missed you last week. Flew solo, and Evie Van Pelt come in from the Rebel Walk. We talked a little UK Ole Miss, and they got us again. Because, as Denny Green said, we had them, but we let them off the hook. And that's exactly what Kentucky did Saturday. Let them boys off the hook, man.
Yeah, we can start with that. I think the biggest problem with Mark Stoops is it's uninspiring. Like, I don't blame the players, but they looked unprepared. I think there was that clip of Calzada looking to the sideline like, what are we doing? Like, that's a coaching issue at this stage. This shouldn't be happening at year 13, right? It was a few years ago we had Florida uncovered on 2 touchdowns in the same game, right? There's been these breakdowns, and it's I forget the exact numbers, but whatever statistic for working the clock at the end of quarters, at the end of halves, Mark Stoops is the worst, like, by far. It's not just anecdotal evidence. It's not just eye test. It's numbers back it up. We are terrible at that, and it shouldn't be happening year 13.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw as well we're the only SEC school without like a 3,000-yard passer in the last like 8 or 9 years or whatever.
Yeah.
It's bad. Like, it's beyond mad, right? Like, it's for all the stuff about Bill Curry, at least we had Mo Williams, right? Mo right, Mo left, Mo up the middle. That was exciting.
Uh-huh.
And the reason that Hal Mummy is so beloved is, were we losing? Yeah, but we were losing 40-30, right? Like we could put some points on the board, but this is just bad. It's just a bad product on the field. My little cousin Ty Bryant had a couple of big plays, and like we didn't get enough points out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned on that. It was like 4th and short, and Ole Miss hits that 50-yard bomb, and it completely. It's like the was it South Carolina a couple years ago? Missouri. That just turned on that 4th down, and then the wheels have fallen off. No SEC home wins in whatever it is. Like, Vanderbilt's got more wins at Kroger Field than Kentucky has the last couple of seasons. This is a bad product, and it's about time to move on. So, and the thing is, when I talk about Mark Stoops, it's not as if I'm like, we need to be out here 50 points a game offense. No. Look, again, I've said this repeatedly since I've been in Iowa, right? Iowa usually wins games like that with no offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Iowa can do that. There was a clip, the College Football Classics Twitter account
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Iowa won like the 80 or 81 Big Ten championship. It came down to Iowa at Michigan. They won the game 9-7 off 3 field goals. Like, but my point is that's what Iowa has been doing for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
We don't need any offense. Our defense and special teams will figure it out. So that's what the fan base expects, right? I went to that game. It was a 7-3 game with 2 safeties and a field goal. And the fans were like, okay, that's what they do, right? You don't have to have a fantastic offense, but you have to be sound in everything else if you're going to play it that way. And Kentucky just isn't.
Yeah.
Like I understand he wants to keep it close. He wants to limit possessions and all that kind of stuff. But I think we're beyond that gimmick. We should be beyond that gimmick. The simple fact that we can't develop a quarterback.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see Cutter Boley this weekend, but it's just bad. Now, that being said, I've seen people, he's not an SEC coach. Calm it down because we're doing the same thing to Stoops that we did to Cal. Yes, it's time for Stoops to go. It was time when he almost went to Texas A&M. Right? Like if it gets to the point where you flying on planes, you can't come back. That's just me. That's just my 2 cents. But he's back, and it hasn't felt right since. Yeah. And so I don't know how to get. And the crowd was great.
Yep.
People talk about, they were leaving. It was a 1-score game. My brothers and sisters, ain't no way Kentucky was going to win that game.
Yeah,
I look at halftime. Me and the wife went out to dinner. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not watching the rest of this. Like, if the coaches aren't trying to actively win this game, I'm not going to watch it." And I've been on that forever. Like, you don't get bonus points because you're sitting watching your team go through. Like, if they're not serious about it, I'm not serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've sat through some blowouts, but yeah, at least I knew that we're doing stuff in year 13 that we shouldn't be doing.
Well,
and the commentators, I think it was Sean McDonough, basically called Stoops out. And they never criticize coaches. I don't care what the coach does. You rarely hear the commentators go all in.
Mm-hmm.
But the commentators are like, what is he doing? And McElroy is like, yeah, this is what they do. Like, do they not know how timeouts work? And then I think we had my least favorite where we called a timeout and then got to delay a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, what do we do? Like, how? But we've seen that a lot, right? How many times has Kentucky, it's a big play or whatever it is, and the play doesn't get in?
Yeah. And
they're standing around. I'm like, and you can see the clock on the screen. I'm like, what are they doing? And you got to burn a timeout. And the Newton's law of that is if you burn a timeout on something stupid early in the half, you're going to need it late in the half, right?
Yeah.
I don't have the games catalog, but I know there's been games we had to use it for stupid stuff. We're trying to make a drive toward the end, and we got a timeout.
Yeah. It's like if you miss a layup, they're going to go down the other end and get a layup. It's
right.
the exact same.
Right. The math is mathing
Book
on
it.
that.
It's guaranteed to happen.
And so I don't know where you go. Like, I think it's a tough situation because statistically with the numbers, you kind of have to say that Stoops probably is the best coach we've had. I know Bear Bryant, but he wasn't quite Bear Bryant. I understand the 51 Sugar Bowl, but for an extended tenure, Stoops is the best, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so the debate I've kind of had with myself is Kentucky football the kind of program that can get rid of the best coach ever? Right? Well, then I looked around. Florida State showed Bobby Bowden the door. Penn State showed Joe Paterno the door. Ohio State and Florida got tired of Urban Meyer, Like, at some point you have to say this isn't working.
What about
And
like John Cooper? Did he get fired too back in the day? He a little before our time, but he was.
John Cooper couldn't beat Michigan.
Oh, so he got fired. And Tressel, they just some kind of scandal or something.
Yeah, Tressel with the tattoos and all that kind of stuff, right? And so, can Kentucky fire Mark Stoops? My hope is that he walks away, but I know there's all kinds of money involved and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But at this stage, you have to pull that trigger. Like if we can collectively say it's time for Cal to go, and it was, I think that we can say it's time for Stoops. And I'm a sunshine pumper, right? Before the season started, I'm trying to talk myself into 5 or 6 wins. But but how many years have we done that? Where we've looked at the schedule and it's like, hey, those wins are out there. But we haven't capitalized on them.
Yeah.
Is the program better now than when Stoops got here? I'd say so. But also the landscape of college football has changed.
Yeah. And will it continue to be better if he continues to stay? Or is it just going to keep trickling down towards what it was? I mean, getting closer and closer to what it was when he first got here. If he keeps on, that's never thought you'd see that. I mean, because we know what he walked into. We know. I mean, you got credentialed before me. You were at it was a hot mess press box, and it was you like to say, unserious about everything. Yeah. And then we saw the investment. We saw, the upbuilding, the stabilizing, and all that. And now to get to the top of the hill, and will he really drift all the way close to back where he was at? I mean, the facilities will look better, but the program as a whole.
And we missed that opportunity, right? When the SEC East was down and Missouri popped up, we missed the opportunity to take advantage of that before Georgia started going with Kirby, right? Florida had dipped down. South Carolina had run off the old ball coach, right? We had opportunity to do that, and we just didn't. And look, the 10-win seasons, beating Florida with some kind of consistency. Although Florida, yikes!
But that's why you take advantage of them when they're like that. That's when
right.
But yeah, Billy boy down there.
Yeah, and so with Stoops, man, like, I don't know who you bring in, but you have to do something. You have to, you have to do something.
Summerall, it keeps everybody holler for Summerall. He's from here, played here, hasn't been a coach long, but he's won everywhere he's at. Troy and Tulane, and they look good. He's still a young coach, but Tulane down there whooping whoever they play, and before that, Troy was, I think, winning 9 or 10 games. It's a small sample size. Would he want to come here? Would he? He's on everybody's radar. Would he say, "Look, I love my home state, but Auburn about to get few frees up out of here, or some other bigger school than us."
Yeah, and that's the thing is, everybody does have Summerall. Does he want this job?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, the Kentucky job, you get that Kentucky job on you. This is not a job where you go be head coach somewhere else. Let's look at I don't know what Joker's doing. Was he offensive coordinator someplace? I think he was a quarterback's coach after he left.
Yeah, I thought he was.
What Bill Curry went to the booth. Hal Mumme went to Valdosta State, right? Guy Morris went to Baylor.
Yeah.
But other than that, right? if I'm not mistaken.
Whoa, Joker. If this is correct, assistant head football coach and wide receivers coach. Oh, NC State. Okay. NC State. I thought it was North Carolina at first, but I thought he was down there with Belichick.
Oh, we're gonna cover that too. But so if you're Summerall, yeah, you're a Kentucky guy, you're this, that, and the other. But do you want to take a bump in the road, a 4 to 5 year job? Right? Because if and he has to weigh his options. That's what I know. Everybody's excited about that, but he's going to have some folks calling on him that's not Kentucky.
Yeah, and he got to listen. He got to listen,
right? And the thing is, the Auburn job is better than Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and little brother in Alabama is still a bigger pedestal than what we have here.
But because at Auburn, all you need is a couple of things to really break right, and you can get a 10-win season. Right? You can do that at Auburn. Can't do that at Kentucky. Yeah. It takes a lot to get to 10 wins at Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Jason Campbell and them went undefeated and didn't even get a part of the title. Didn't even get a share.
Yeah.
But, Terry Bowden and all them guys.
So, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but a move's got to be made because it's just the fan base is just ready to check out, man.
Yeah.
And you're not doing the kids any service because you're putting them in a bad situation, and it's yeah.
It's rough. And let's see, Kentucky and Pitt are on as we speak. And speaking of volleyball, that is, we got to talk about that. Like Pitt just took the first set, 25-19, playing in Fort Worth, so a little neutral site action. But look, we had Meredith Jewell on, assistant coach, and the schedule. That's what they do,
Yep.
We go play Nebraska and Nashville, get reverse swept, which sucks. But in order to get reverse swept, you have to be up 2-0.
Yes.
And they were up 2-0 on Nebraska, and Nebraska is the standard when it comes to volleyball. We saw them fill up the football stadium. Matt Rule, I don't know if he's doing that, and he's a football coach. I don't know if they're selling out for the Cornhuskers football team, but the volleyball team had 90,000 outside in the corn, in your type of weather out there in the Midwest, out there filling up the stadium.
It's substandard corn in Nebraska, so let's be clear about that. The best corn is in Iowa.
So they filled up the stadium, and that's who Kentucky was up 2-0 on.
Yeah.
And it took all Nebraska could do to beat them. And so they shake that off, and all they do is just go to Penn State, Happy Valley, defending champs, getting the banner and getting the, celebrating and reliving, kind of like my Cowboys when they went to the Eagles and got on ring night. But unlike Dallas, Kentucky swept them, went up there and just ruined the banner hanging and the celebrating. 3-0. We learned from the Nebraska, and we're up 2-0, and y'all aren't about to get back in this match because we sweeping y'all on your own home floor. So unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah, shout out to the volleyball team getting it done. They just travel around playing everybody.
For real.
And I'm glad that with Kentucky and Louisville, I think last I saw number 4 or 5 ranked teams in the country. The Commonwealth's becoming a volleyball state because volleyball's done more than just about any other programs on both campuses at this point.
Even in his down years, he's still winning the SEC. They're going for this will be 9 years in a row. They won 8 straight.
Yeah.
So he won the title in 2020. Clearly has a team that is, Final Four caliber. Everybody stay healthy and keep gelling and, staying in sync like they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so man. And got Louisville again on the schedule. Texas and the SEC now. They're top 5 or whatever. I think they won the championship a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Them own stuff. So yeah, just like you always say it, best team on campus. And maybe I was talking with Cole Park on Believe in Kentucky. He the best chance of another national championship might be volleyball. As good as basketball we hope to be, but
yeah,
if you make the odd, you want to do all that kind of stuff. The volleyball might have the best chance.
Yeah. Absolutely. So as football wanes, watch those ladies play volleyball, man.
That's it. And you said wanes is the perfect word. The hope could this team keep us invested to a big blue madness? Could we, but if you're sitting there, you should beat Eastern Michigan, but then the brutality starts. The South Carolina, Georgia, Texas, Tennessee stretch is, you come off a bye week to play South Carolina. We know his record after buys. And
that's where we are, year 13, and it's the same. It's the same thing. That's my issue. Is it's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
We're seeing the same thing, right? And I think that's the difference, even with the Joker Phillips era, right? We got beat because they had better players, right? We weren't getting beat because we were leaving people uncovered. We weren't getting beat because we couldn't get plays in. We weren't getting beat because the defense was now, actually, the defense has actually played pretty well. Brad White has been the one shining beacon on the hill the last few seasons, but there's only but so much the defense can do.
Yeah. And the fact that he continues to stay, because his phone blows up every offseason. He could have been a head coach if he wanted to be. And I don't know, we probably had him 3, 4, 5 years longer than we probably should have. And thankfully, he's still here.
Yeah. And look,
LSU was calling him a few years ago. LSU was hollering at Brad White. That's what this man is doing.
Yes. So I don't know. It's very frustrating. And the thing is, I talk about, I always use Iowa as a reference point because I'm here, right? And this is what people don't understand. When you look at alumni on NFL rosters, number 4 or 5 is Iowa with like 32 guys. So they can play that way because they have NFL caliber dudes on the line, linebackers, course tight ends, right?
Yeah.
So when I tell people if Stoops could establish Iowa Southeast in Lexington, he'd have a statue on every corner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Beat the teams you're supposed to beat. That's one. So we shouldn't have to sweat out Eastern Michigan. We shouldn't have to sweat out who was the first game? Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't have to sweat those games out, right? That's what Iowa does. And then you win a 70% clip against your rivals. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
70% against Louisville, I'll take. 70% against Vanderbilt, Tennessee. Win those games, and every now and then you beat one of the big boys.
Mm-hmm. Beat Georgia. Beat
Alabama.
Beat Alabama. Mm-hmm.
Iowa has beaten Michigan and Ohio State. They're the Big Ten's championship caliber teams. They've beaten them, not frequently, right? But enough.
No.
It was 7-8 years ago that Iowa beat Ohio State 55-17.
I remember tuning into that one, and
they
still go ahead and sit down, and
they still bring that up, and I've shared that with people online, Kentucky fans. Well, that doesn't move me. My brother, my sister, if Kentucky ever beat Alabama 55-17, we would have statues of every single player. Like what? Like come on.
Yeah.
And this was Ohio State competing for championships, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Iowa's been to the Rose Bowl, right?
Yeah.
They've had Heisman Trophy winners.
Mm-hmm.
They've had Outland Award winners. They've had Ray Guy winners. They've had Mackey winners for the best tight end.
Man, that's the formula.
So, and that's what I tell people, like, you're just saying that because you live there. No, Iowa has an identity. The top 6 tight ends in the NFL, 3 of them went to Iowa. TJ Hawkinson, Sam Laporta, George Kittle.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They got a brand. They're tight end you.
Yeah.
Remember when Penn State was linebacker you? Right? You just knew you got a linebacker for Penn State. You had something, right?
Yeah.
Iowa can hang their hat on that. Kentucky would love to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can play that kind of conservative when you have NFL dudes on the roster.
Yo.
How many NFL dudes do we have right now? To paraphrase our former basketball coach, Josh Allen's not walking through that door. Josh Hines Allen, excuse me. Not walking through that door. Right?
Yeah.
Mike Edwards not walking through that door.
Yeah. Who else?
And who's the guy that's been on the last 3 Super Bowl champions?
That's what I'm trying to.
I'm drawing a blank. Somebody in the chat, somebody help us out. I'm drawing a blank. He been on the Chiefs and the Eagles, so that's a pretty good deal. But like those people, like that's where the drop off is.
Mm-hmm.
Like we look at what happened to Cal. How many number 1 picks?
Darren Kennard.
Darren Kennard, yeah.
Yeah.
But how many number 1 picks did when Cal was going to 4 Final Fours in 5 years? That's what 3 number 1 picks.
Yeah. AD Wall.
Cat was number 1 overall, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's the difference right there.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. That is it. You mentioned tight end. You mentioned George Kittle. Your Niners won, so got that going for you. Beat a division rival. Unlike my Cowboys, we lost to a division rival. But the Kittle already out 4 weeks, man. Played the game and hurt. I mean, it's the hamstring.
He's got a hamstring. He's out for 4. They think Purdy is going to be out for.
Purdy got hurt?
Yeah, his left toe it's right toe, left shoulder. So he's doubtful for Sunday's game. I don't get it, man. Like I have no idea if we can stay healthy, but I don't know. I think the window has closed a little bit.
Because I was going to ask you, and I wasn't even asking in a mocking manner. I wasn't even trying to poke. I was just legit asking. I'm like, it's his team. He follows them. He's out there in the Niner Twitter streets. When we see all these injuries, I mean, is it the same strength coach that's been there for years, or are Niners fans like, dude, what are you doing? Or are they looking at the strength coach sideways, or is it they replaced him? What's up with that?
Well, it's a lot of things. It's part of those extra games. Those extra games that's what happened to CMC last year. Is I think he got banged up in the Super Bowl just playing those extra, 2 or 3 games in the playoffs every year. I've kind of caught up, but I think the practices. So my whole thing, and a lot of fans like, you got to start at the top and just figure this out because it's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm just a Cowboys fan. I'm hating. I'm on the outside looking in. But if y'all are saying the same thing, then okay, hey,
yeah.
So
I mean,
that point.
Yeah, it's like what is going on? Getting alert. Oh, Kittle's in the tent. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Trent Williams is in the tent. Like goodness gracious, and it's just It's just little things that are just. It's frustrating.
It's like Shanahan, like he still got them hitting in practice like in the 90s, or they in full pads every day, just going hard scrimmaging.
I don't know. I follow a lot of Bay Area sports writers, just have no idea. And they've tweaked things, right? Because so last year was a complete wash. A lot of people got hurt, but then there was Super Bowl, NFC Championship game, but then the year prior to that was a bunch of injuries too, because Kittle missed a bunch of time. It's just happened in bunches that we've had guys out, and it's just been weird things. That's the thing too. Like, you remember Dre Greenlaw tore his ACL walking onto the field during the Super Bowl, and that sucked because he had Travis Kelce in hell, man.
Mm-hmm.
He had no catches. Greenlaw goes out, and him and Mahomes get going, man. It's frustrating, but it feels like the window's kind of closed.
So y'all have
we got the Saints on Sunday.
Saints. That's nice.
Yeah. So, but at least the defense is better. The defense is better. So I'm excited about that.
Fred Warner still healthy so far?
Oh yeah, Warner. Yeah, he led the team in tackles. He was all over the place on Sunday. So we still got Fred. We still got Bosa. The defensive backfield is pretty solid. So I feel better about the defense than I have in the past. But the offense, man,
that's weird. That's weird. You have, I think every team has years where, oh man, the injury bug you're unlucky. You just ravaged by injuries, and you just chalk it up. You have an injury year, and then you move on, and it's not so bad. It kind of balances out. But for them to just kind of keep, and I know they play physical, and they like to physically be, well, physicality standpoint, they're always up there, style of play standpoint. But
and that's this whole era is just injuries and missed opportunities. I mean, what do you do? Purdy gets hurt in the NFC Championship game. He had won like 9 games in a row and was rolling, and get the NFC Championship game, and now we got nobody that can throw the ball.
Yeah.
They talk about putting the quarterback radio in CMC's helmet, and I'm like, well, that's okay. I was like, yeah, let me get some extra bourbon, because this is not going to be a good thing. So that's going to be, and that's the Shanahan. His run is just frustrating.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I'm not even, like I said, I'm not even being a jerk Cowboys fan about it. I'm just, we just legit talking about it. I ain't even throwing shade. I ain't even trying to be that way. Yeah. Kentucky basketball, man. Everybody's excited about it and already looking ahead to it based on what we've seen from football and all that. Got a new practice facility in the works, TV. Have a whole new complex similar to what the Packers have. I was up there, the Titletown district they got. The Cavs and the Hawks have these just monstrous facilities, and so we're about to step in there and upgrade everything and be best of the best where we should be.
Yeah, but where are they going to put it? It is like that. Something's got to come down for something else to go up. So
Cooper Drive across from the stadium is what they were saying last time.
I don't know. I got confused on campus when I went up and watched my daughter in the track and field thing. I was like, the streets are the same, but nothing visually is the same. I mean, I'm still looking for the 6-pack. The 6-pack, the fraternity house has been gone for 15 years. I'm looking for the towers. You know how you used to orient yourself.
Orient. Yeah, that little
I
inner.
knew it was a wrap, but I covered a football game and came out like the backside of Commonwealth Kroger Field, got turned around, and I'm like, where am I?
Yeah, so somewhere over there they approved a practice facility to go up. So I don't know.
But that's far away from the lodge.
Yeah. I guess they're gonna be more off campus living.
I guess. I don't know, man.
So,
Like,
Colin Chandler's already married, so I mean, you know, that kind of, you know, he ain't in no lodge. So I mean,
I don't know how things work anymore. I'm still going off my 1990s model. Like, just use your meal card. We don't have meal cards anymore.
Yeah, man. So, somebody's will get paid to logistically place this facility that has been approved to be built.
So over by the Arboretum? No. Over by the.
Let's see. Okay.
I don't know. I have to look at a map. I'm getting confused. It's been a long time since I was walking up and down Rose Street.
Oh man, let's see.
I did see that they've got a new K-Lair grill somewhere on campus. Drew Franklin was tweeting about it. And if it ain't serving them steak sandwiches that you could get 11 o'clock at night in the fall of 1995, I don't want it.
Uh-oh. So high standards you hold it to.
That's back when I was eating 4 meals a day. Boy, that meal card, woo! That meal card was, buddy.
The Joe Kraft Center opened in 2007, so it's 18 years old. It's a legal adult. And if you remember, like J.R. McHenry's boy, J.R. the Boss Man's boy, Trey Young was kind of saying it was mid when he was being recruited and, you know, choosing Oklahoma. He was like, yeah, their facilities are just kind of, yeah. And, you know, facilities ain't the name of the game anymore. It's NIL and all that, but.
Right, and I get it.
2007, that's been around for a minute.
And if Kentucky wants to be the best, I get it. They want to be the best of the best of the best. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, get a new facility. So I'm happy. It ain't my money, so you know whatever.
No, exactly. Yeah.
It'd be like, oh, it's gonna cost them. Hey, it ain't your money. So, you know, calm it down. Calm it down, Father Jim.
I am staying on the basketball note. You probably seen the tweets and the highlights, and you know the results. They tweet out the gains from all the work they're doing, the workouts, and how much muscle they've gained collectively, and how much faster they are. And I think a lot of that you can just, you know, Jaden Quainance stepped on campus. That dude alone is just, you know, all muscle, all athleticism. You see, you know, not saying we know when he's going to play in his first game, but the rehab seems to be going pretty good. He seems to be attacking it pretty hard. Saw him doing single leg squats, saw him sprinting, doing box jumps. He was going hard. And, you know, it's up to Mark Pope as to when he'll be back, and they're monitoring all that. But he's putting in the work to get himself ready to go. When he was looking good from what we could tell.
Yeah, I've looked at some highlights and some different things, and I know everybody's excited. I'm gonna be excited once the season comes, but I'm trying to be low key about it. Basketball season's coming. I'm trying to be patient and be present.
Ooh, there you go. I like that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you know, we agree on stuff, we disagree on stuff. We waiting for the season. It's still a ways away, but we looked at Mark Pope, and you know, a lot of people went to watching BYU tape and all that. Some were probably doing that anyway, but when he got the job, everybody went and pulled up BYU, and you see how he likes to use the big man to initiate the offense. And we saw Amari Williams play a lot of point center, and his assist to turnover ratio was really good. We saw him throw some dimes. He had some turnovers as well, but we saw him make some really good passes for a big man. I know you always talked about how you used to get on Marcus Teague when he was there, and you end up having your little girl cussing because you was cussing. But
yes, my youngest, damn it, Teague. Yeah.
Maybe I'm nitpicking, maybe I'm not. We can dive into it. But whenever Amari Williams was out, and I'm not bashing the kid, Brandon Garrison would come in, and of course he would play the Amari Williams role, facilitating and top of the key and initiating. And maybe year 2 he'll be a little bit better. But there were so many things. It's like his vision wasn't there. Like as far as seeing passes, there was a time he was at the top of the key, backing his man down. Kobe Brea runs to the top of the key right in front of him. Nobody's there. I'm like, throw Kobe the ball. And he's still dribbling and looking and trying to make a pass. I'm like, Brandon, throw the best 3-point shooter in the country the ball. My God. And I'm not trying to bash, but maybe I'm nitpicking, but I just little stuff with BG, and I'll be like, he would frustrate me a little bit. I'm just saying.
This is my favorite thing when they talk about like quarterbacks. If you ever talk, what does he need to improve on? Decision making, right? And so basically that comes down to, I'm tired of yelling, what the hell are you doing at my TV screen, right? So that's what it means when it's like, he needs to improve his decision making. Stop throwing those YOLO balls. Like, I would hope that Brandon Garrison gets a better feel for the game, because there's a lot of times he would take those long jumpers and it's like, now ain't the time for that. It's time and score.
Mm-hmm.
And we can get you one, but now's not the time. And so I'm hoping that there's going to be fewer times where we're yelling at the TV screen, what are you doing?
See. And you, a self-proclaimed sunshine pumper, was feeling some type of way sometimes.
Oh, yeah. To be clear, when I say I'm a sunshine pumper, that is a high level thing, right? That's a high level sunshine pumper, because when it comes to Kentucky basketball, no team has brought me more joy than Kentucky basketball, right? More Elite Eights and all the big wins. So high level, I stay here.
Mm-hmm.
To be clear, during the games, I don't tweet, but during the games, I agonize over every dribble.
Okay.
Let's be clear. Okay. That's part of the reason I'm cleaning, is because I got to do something, because I'm pacing, right? My lovely wife has shared. I do the classic old man. You got the TV above the mantle, where I'm standing like 2 feet from it with my hands behind my back, looking up at the screen as if that's going to do something, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I do that, and that's why I clean, because I'm moving and fidgeting anyway. So let me do something while I'm doing that. But yeah, why that shot? Oh, absolutely. Like, I don't want people to think I'm sunshine rainbows all the time.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely not. I'm living and dying with every shot. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You name it. Oh yeah. I'm high level. I'm not high level sunshine pumper.
Yeah.
But during the games, oh yeah. I'm right there in the trenches with the Big Blue Nation. Like, I don't want to think I'm any different.
Yeah.
One, I just don't tweet out my anger.
Mm-hmm.
Because that I don't think is very productive.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to tweet out, Brandon Garrison, what are you doing? We're all watching the same game.
Yeah. I mean, I should have brought this up last year, but that'd be times. And Mark Pope would talk him up, and that's cool. And I'm sure maybe he does have stretch forward capabilities. He hit a few threes here and there, but he hadn't completely grown into that role yet. And like you said, maybe the decision making on the passes, finding a Colin Chandler or open Trent Noah this year, or a shooter,
right?
And
the thing is, with I think particularly on the offense in basketball, it's about trust, right? that if you make the right pass to the right person at the right time, you will receive the pass at the right time, right? I think the biggest example is that 2014 team. Can you believe, we're heading into 12 years from that team?
Goodness gracious.
I saw some not WNBA, but NBA account like this is year 11 for Devin Booker. Yeah. And like it's year like 5 or 6 for Anthony Edwards. Like time is moving, right? Like it's one of those things. But back to that 2014 team, the reason things didn't work very well is because the team didn't trust each other, right? James Young early on, I'm gonna get my shot. The twins would pass to each other, right? And then whenever Randall got his hands on the ball, that thing was going up, or he's gonna do that spin move. And that was another one. I was yelling at the TV, please, for the love of God, don't do that slow spin move. Because it would work and it would be great. But 9 times out of 10, somebody was getting a hand on it. He was dribbling off his foot, right? I don't need to relitigate that. You know what I'm talking about. Where he would start to do like this. I'd be like, I don't even want to see how this goes. So, yes, Kentucky fans, to be clear, in the heat of battle, yes, I am just as heated as everybody else, right?
Okay.
And so, like, let me be very clear about that. But once the ball started moving, and that's what I point out to the Aaron Harrison 3 against Louisville, right? Early in the year, Randall forces that ball up in the paint.
Yeah.
But if you watch that play, he gets the ball in the paint, and it looks like it's going up. And he's got 3 Louisville players around him. And I'm sitting here thinking, no. And then the ball comes out, hits Aaron Harrison, and we're rolling. Right? Like that's what I'm talking about with trust. Like the ball will come back to you. And so I think that's part of it as well is, Garrison maybe wasn't getting the minutes he wanted. And I'm not trying to pick on the young man.
Me neither.
But he's like, I'm going to get this shot up. And I get it.
You get out of your role. You start playing out of your body, out of your role, because like you said, maybe you felt you should have been out there anyway, and then you don't go in there and do what your job is. You're in there trying to do too much. You get caught up in doing too much. Yeah.
Right. It's that Patrick Ewing quote. Like, is that a shot you practice? What are you doing? Right. And basketball, especially as you move up, I think, because everybody in the NBA was a 30 points a game scorer in high school, right? And so you have to, as you move up and you realize other people are as good or better, you have to find your role. And it's tougher to do.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you look at all those, hey, Michelle, hope you're recuperating.
Absolutely.
I was down for the count a little bit, so I'm hoping you are convalescing and we certainly appreciate you listening. So I'm hoping it clicks, the second year in the system and everything like that. I think we'll see a lot of growth with Trent Noah as well. Like, because as he pointed out last year, he ain't the one. I forget what early game that was that somebody a 7-footer tried to back him down, and Trent wasn't going anywhere. I'm like, man, just pass the ball back out. Don't even try to repost. Like, you ain't gonna get it done here, man. I share that Justified quote about Harlan County. Do you know where I'm from? Blank, blank. Harlan County, right?
Exactly.
I share that every time Trent does something. Y'all know y'all go get that from me, from Justified. So I'm excited about the basketball team, but that's a down the road thing. I'm trying to worry about volleyball, and I'm still keeping up with men's and women's soccer and all that kind of stuff. Because you see, I'm all cats everything.
Absolutely.
So everything gets a season.
Yeah. So football, volleyball now. We got men's, women's soccer going right now. Men's, women's golf going right now. spring stuff is around the corner. Baseball released the SEC portion of the schedule yesterday. It'll be so yeah. Everything gets a season. Rifle is consistently doing what they do. They get their due. So yeah, for sure. You mentioned time going by as far as being Booker's 11th year, and Anthony Edwards is a seasoned veteran now.
Yeah.
As far as your neck of the woods go, and your lovely wife, because you married into the Cubs fandom, I saw it come across the screen that Anthony Rizzo is retiring.
Yeah.
And he had been in the league 14 years. I was like, man.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I remember him part of the key part of that 2016 World Series squad. Yep. I'm not telling you and Kate anything y'all don't know, but I was reading he's retiring. He's going to come back, retire as a Cub. They're going to honor him at Wrigley Field this weekend. And he had a 14-year career. I went 14 years. It didn't seem like he'd been. I mean, I don't keep up with MLB as much as I used to, but I know. I mean, that's a name I know. And I did not realize he'd been in the league 14 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've not talked to her about that, but I mean, this 2016 team, he caught the last out, right? That's that image. Chris Bryant over to Anthony Rizzo for that last out in Game 7. So he's part of Chicago history, and 14 years. It doesn't. Time's crazy, man. Like I think my dad told me, like, once you get into adulthood, time gets weird. It's both too fast and too slow. Wow. It's just this weird thing, and now I think for us, everything after the pandemic is just weird. Like any like 2019 and everything else before that is one thing, and 2020 and everything after is completely different. Like time just doesn't mean anything.
It's the line of demarcation.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah. So time is just weird, man. And yeah.
So yeah, we definitely had to hit on all of that. Oh, the week you were out, and then you mentioned something else too. We got to hit too. I forgot, but I mentioned it, but I did not touch it at all because I was talking Ole Miss, and I was said my 2 cents about Micah Parsons and the Cowboys and all that. But the Clippers were in the news last week with Kawhi, and I said I'm just gonna leave that for TV, because is there anybody you hate more than the Bengals? Maybe the Clippers. We know about the Bengals clip that we put on YouTube every now and then.
Okay.
But so the Clippers are up there too, man.
The Clippers, and keep in mind, this is the best decade the Clippers have ever had. Let's be very clear. And they made it to the Western Conference Finals one time, won 2 games, I think. So do I think that other teams do this? Yes. I think other teams have deals with their players. Absolutely. I would say that the Lakers probably do. I mean, it's LA. You probably got there's some tangible benefit to being on the Lakers, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. But the Clippers just being so sloppy about it. That's the thing. And so Mark Cuban, he came out and said that he believes Steve Ballmer, because why would he do it? And that's what I tweeted. Why would a billionaire cut corners to try to get an advantage? Like, because Mark Cuban's thing was, it's only, $40 million. Like, he's a billionaire. $40 million is a rounding error. It is pocket change. And you're telling me he wouldn't bend the rules to get an advantage? That's what billionaires do.
That's how they got their billions.
That's how you don't get to be a billionaire without breaking some rules. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care who your favorite billionaire is. You break rules. Yes, Rihanna. Yes, Jay-Z. Yes, at them too. You don't become a billionaire without breaking rules. Period. So I'm glad to know Mark Cuban is taking up for his other billionaires. But
Got to
it's
stick together, but
yeah. But Kawhi making money, not doing anything, I ain't even mad about it. That's American dream.
yeah, and
You could pay me $42,000 to not do a job, and I would not do it.
yeah. I mean, that's what C-Rod and them got in trouble with a few years
Yes,
ago. You know,
yes. Like, come on, man. Like, whatever. Yeah, I know they got the salary cap and all that kind of stuff, but I just think I don't think that's that unusual.
and you could also see him showing up in some Uggs and some work gloves and yeah, you know,
I mean,
because he's so weird anyway. You know,
it doesn't feel like Kawhi Leonard's excited to go anywhere. One of my favorite Kawhi Leonard tweets is his family don't even know he's in the NBA. Like he just goes, plays lead, and come back. And they're like, "Where you been?" Like, taking care of stuff. Like and that's fine.
yeah,
And he's a weird case, right? Like he's going to the Hall of Fame,
yeah,
but it almost doesn't feel like it. I know he had that run in 2019 with the Raptors, and I think he was Finals MVP with one of those Spurs teams, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he was young then too.
Yeah. So he's got 2 Finals MVPs, but it still feels like we didn't get enough to put him like in an all-time discussion.
Yeah.
Like
the torch would have been passed to him in San Antonio had he stayed there, and that'd have been interesting to see how he would have worn that weight, you know, getting Robinson, Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu to you now, Kawhi, and we entrusted to you to pass it on to Keldon Johnson and Wemby and all that, whatever, you know. So that would have been interesting, but that didn't happen.
But I just don't think we got enough of him. And I know 2 Finals MVPs, it is what it is, but it just didn't feel like we got enough regular season dominating Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
And I just think that there's for the upper folks, we got a lot of that dominance, right? But at his best, you know, maybe he's top 15, but I don't know where he fits in just with his body of work.
And we just had the most recent class. We had Melo, Maya Moore. Who else went in there?
Sue Bird.
Yeah, that's okay. Sue and Maya in the same class. That's strong. You know, Melo for Syracuse. He's the only reason they got a title. And then, of course, you know, all he did for Team USA, which that whole squad just went in as well. You know, Tayshaun Prince got an orange jacket, so that was cool to see.
Right.
Had the UK logo on the inside.
On the inside, man. Absolutely.
So yeah, good stuff. And the commercial out with Maya Moore now with the Bill Russell, all the rings. I mean, just rings on top of rings, and she stopped her career. So she would have. I mean,
yeah, she
could have even more jewelry.
Yeah,
just phenomenal. Hate to give UConn credit, but you look, man. Maya, Lobo, Sue Bird. I always like Sue Bird and Maya Moore. In fact, I mean, are they my favorite UConn women's players? Maybe. Gotta respect them, even if you don't like them.
Yeah.
But I didn't dislike Sue Bird and Maya Moore, so you know, good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, Dwight Howard.
Yo, yeah. Was I trying to forget him? No, I wasn't.
He look, man, I know he's a weirdo and you know all that, but he was very, very good. He should have been top 75.
Yeah. And I had that jaded view because of his time with the Rockets, but that shouldn't be held against him like I hold it against him. I'm just as great as he is, I'm astounded at the fact I think, and look, it don't matter to him what I think, but I think he could have still been so much more. As good as he was, I think, offensively, if he could have just evolved and developed a little bit, because he was a monster defensively, athletically, and the coaches he was with, just let somebody rub off on you. Patrick Ewing, Kevin McHale, Dream. You can't learn something, a little polish offensively from those guys. That's my biggest complaint with him.
Well, and so there are, like I was talking about with Kawhi Leonard, there are going to be Hall of Famers and great players that either through injury or lack of development still feel like you could have got more out of them.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard is on that list. Shaq is on that list.
Yeah.
We need to be honest about that, man, because yikes, like as great as he was, I still feel we could have got a little bit more. There's I'm trying to think of some others that's like maybe we could have got more out of. I'm trying to think, but Kobe, MJ, Bird, Magic, Hakeem, like those guys gave us everything they had. Like there wasn't one more whatever, I think Randy Moss, looking at football, could he have done a little bit more? Which sounds crazy, I get it, but that's the ask when you start splitting hairs for people at the very, very top.
And Dwight drugged that Orlando team to the finals that lost to your Lakers. I mean, it was him and Jameer Nelson and
Hato
Rashard Lewis, and so that was LeBron-esque because LeBron got that Cleveland team out of the East, and Dwight got that Orlando team out of the East.
People, there's always a Jordan LeBron debate that comes across my timeline because sometimes Twitter is the seventh level of hell. And so we're all debating this. But somebody, which I assume as a young person, was like, you can't just look at the names and say they were bad players. I want to say, my brother or sister in Christ, that 07 Cavs team that gave major minutes to Anderson Varejao, I saw these people play. Sasha Pavlovich, I saw these people play. Mo Williams, I saw these people play.
Yeah.
You're not doing that. You're not going to be like, they were better. No, my guy. Like, by the time Zydrunas Ilgauskas was like, he was old when LeBron got there.
Yeah.
Like,
and played old even when he was young.
Right. Like, you're not going to convince me that post Sacramento Kings Hato Turkoglu was good. That Rashard Lewis, after Seattle, was interested in defense. They had a dude blocking everything behind, and they shot a lot of threes. Very much a modern team. That's what they did. So, yes. No, like you just can't. Yes, you can. I was here for that. No, I'm not buying that the Cavs were better than we thought. No, they weren't. They absolutely were not. No.
In that one account, we both saw it. That did the all-time Cavs team and had Varejao on there, and I'm like, hello, we're gonna put Brad Daugherty there, or Larry Nance, or taking, because they didn't know they just didn't do any research.
They let these kids out there. Brad Daugherty was very, very good.
Yeah.
And he was on that 84 North Carolina team that didn't win it. When we start talking about teams that probably should have won, I always tell people, Google that 1984 North Carolina roster. That's junior Michael Jordan, Brad Daugherty, Kenny Smith, and I'm missing another NBA player.
Is Perk on there? Or is he gone?
I think Perk was gone, but like the 84 North Carolina Tar Heels team, and it's like, oh my goodness.
Let's see. Oh, you forgot Buzz Peterson. Come on, man.
My bad. I think Matt Noter is on that team.
Oh yeah, let's see. Where's Michael Nover, Joe Will, Steve Hickman, Gary Rover, Brad Daugherty, Curtis Hunter, Warren Martin, 84. Yeah, I have to get it. Maybe it should be 80. The year after they won it, 80. Well, you said they should have went back to back.
No, it's
Or
the 83, 84 team.
83, 84.
Yeah.
Come on. They possible. Yeah, Perkins on there. Perkins is there.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Uh-huh.
Like, dude, all-stars. Like, what?
Man.
And it's like, how does that team not make the Final Four? And that's why I always, every coach has a team that's like, man, how did this team not win?
Yeah.
Because Roy Williams is still he always talks about the 97 Jayhawks team. That probably should have won.
Jacques Vaughn and them. And, Rafe
LaFrentz. And Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
I'm so loath to give Paul Pierce any credit for anything.
Yeah. He just that's the vibe he gives off. That's the effect he has on people.
Whatever, Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
My personal vendetta against Paul Pierce.
And I'm all about self-confidence or you'll be proud of your accomplishments, but can you be a little objective when he clearly can't.
They don't love you like that. You're not Kobe. They don't love you like that. Thank you, Draymond, for that.
If I'd have been in Kansas in 1957 instead of 97, I'd have been the man over Wilt Chamberlain. That's the stuff he got. That's the stuff he said. He can't. The self-evaluation of himself is just not objective. The shade,
yes.
And I don't love LeBron, but I respect him. The shade at LeBron and the refusing to give him any credit, acknowledging,
See, and this is the thing when it comes to basketball. This is particularly in the WNBA. Like, you don't have to like every player. Like, I'm not a big Steph Curry fan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just not my guy, right? But I ain't gonna sit here and say he's not good at basketball.
Right, exactly.
Like, and that's what people are doing. Talking about the WNBA, how unserious that endeavor is. People still talk about, Caitlin Clark, even though she's been out for the year, hadn't played since June at this point, maybe something like that. Yeah. For the All-Star game. Like, they keep saying that she's not very good. That's what I hear all the time. She's propped up. But then there's one account, every time somebody passes some mark, they join Caitlin Clark in this most double-doubles by a guard in the season. And she's only played 53 games. But y'all keep telling me she's not very good. But these longtime vets are meeting the numbers she's put up. But she's not very good. And they say things, speaking of Sue Bird, on her podcast, her and Megan Rapinoe, they convinced that, well, Paige, Paige is just as popular as Caitlin, but in a different way. Then she's not popular at all. If you have to tell somebody that this is the hotness, it's not the hotness. The streets tell you what's hot.
Nope.
Like, that's the way it works. Like, just because you want this player to reach this level, the streets tell you what's hot.
That's true.
Like, people I see complaining because ESPN's always talking about your Cowboys. I'm like, because it's the streets tell them, right? Because Bomani, all those ESPN people say, we can talk about the NFL all day long. Numbers are here. When we talk about the Cowboys, no matter what context, it goes up here. The streets tell you what's hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Like my Lakers. The Lakers are going to get more national televised games than anybody else, even when they're terrible. I watched Tariq Black on a Sunday countdown. I sent you that screenshot. You remember that there's a screenshot of that lineup. It's like Ronnie Turiaf, Tariq Black, like Jordan Farmar.
Oh my! Wow.
Yeah. I watched that because it was like the Sunday showcase. Why? Because they're the Lakers. It doesn't matter. It just it just doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The streets tell you what's hot.
Yep. And there's nothing you can do about it.
No, like, you can get mad about it and all this kind of stuff, but please be for real.
Yeah.
Like, I got into it at my barbershop back home, when I got out of the hospital, talking about
Easy now, easy.
I know we're getting fired up, but like, it's the media. Caitlin Clark. I said, oh man, like she scored the most points ever in NCAA history, men or women, and only 2 people got more assists than her. She's the only person in the top 5 in both assists and scoring. That's how good she is. And she does, and this is what Paige doesn't do. Paige does a lot of things very, very well. She's a very good player. But you'll follow me on this. The joy of basketball, one of my favorite things, is one person deciding we're not losing tonight. Right? Basketball is the only sport where one person can be like, I got it. We're not losing. Right?
Yep.
I know you can think back to that the 95 playoffs with the King, right? In the NBA. Yeah. Got to go on the road. We were a 6 seed. We got Dream, right? Isn't that what in some of them documentaries, isn't that what Kenny Smith and Mario Elie and all of them said, like, oh, we got a King. We good. Because basketball is just one person on that night. It's like what Steph Curry did in the gold medal game.
Yeah.
Right? There's that shot of him shooting over Wemby and the other dude, and to his left is Kevin Durant and LeBron wide open. But the best shot is like, that's what basketball is. It's Kobe going for 81. Right? It's MJ over Elo. It's those moments where one person's like, I got it. MJ's like, what? Madison Square Garden? I'm getting 55 tonight. Yeah. Okay, cool. Right? It's Shaq on his birthday. If you remember that, his career high, it was a Clippers home game, and they refused to give him extra tickets for his family. And he went for 68, staring at the Clippers owner, which I think was Donald Sterling at the time. Because basketball, you can prove points. That's the beautiful thing about it. I mean, think about like in the big moments, it's the dude or the lady just, I got this. Right? It's Maya Moore being like, I got it.
Yeah.
And that's what Caitlin Clark does. Yes, she lost those championship games, but she put up 30. One of the Fever fans did a supercut, if you remember the 23 tournament where South Carolina was undefeated and Iowa beat them in the Final Four. Like it was clips of before the tournament talk about it's South Carolina versus the field. Like it's going to be a South Carolina coronation. That's how good that South Carolina team was. And she went for a 30-point triple-double in the Final Four.
Yeah. Can't say she didn't show up.
Right. Like we can say, oh, she didn't win those games, but it wasn't like she scored 2 points, right?
It wasn't like she was James Harden out there.
Right. And the game before that was the 40-point triple-double against Louisville. Right? It's looking around being like, I got this. And one of my favorite basketball games was last year's Barbie night game in Chicago. On Wednesday of that week, ESPN had Angel Reese, the #1 rookie. Had Caitlin #2 in their rankings. And I was like, well, this ain't great. So that Friday, they played Chicago's Barbie night because Angel Reese is the Bayou Barbie. They had Barbie stuff. Shaq is courtside. It's ESPN Game of the Week. Caitlin Clark showed up in sky blue Kobe 6s and put a 30-point triple-double, and they beat the Sky by 25 points. What I'm saying is she's an assassin. She's cold with it, man. She's cold with it. Yeah. And that's why we're here.
Yep.
We want to see those ball play. That's what we're here for basketball.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's popular a different way. What are you talking about? Like that makes zero sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
if other people were supposed to be as popular, then they would be as popular.
Nothing stopping them.
Right. Like, oh, I meant to show my wife got the Caitlin Clark Stanley Cup where yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Things all the rage. So of course Caitlin gonna have a Stanley.
Yeah. She got that CC Nike logo. Ready on them kicks to drop, man.
There you go. There you go. Well, man, it's been fun. Glad you're back. Everybody enjoys this. This way you ain't got to hear me just talking. You get both of us. You get to
That's right.
back and forth. Get TB back, soapbox, or not, whatever. You get his thoughts. You get all the opinions. We appreciate it.
Sometimes I'm loud and wrong. So there you go.
We'll do it again next week. And listen, next week we have join us right at 6:30 from Kentucky women's basketball team. Clara Strack is going to be set to join us next Wednesday. So we'll be able to chop it up with her a little bit. Looking forward to that. As you know,
if she don't block us,
I mean, that's pretty possible. Yeah, because definitely have to ask her about that. And she was no doubt on a lot of teams' scouting reports last year, but probably going to be the focal point of the opposition this year. After what she did last year, her, Tiani Key, and the rest of the new members of the team. So looking forward to that. Y'all join us next week live on our Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, and we'll have Clara Strack with us talking a little hoops and whatever else happens between now and then with the Niners and the Cowboys and Kentucky football and going into the bye week, South Carolina, Cutter Bowley, all of that. We'll talk about it next week and have fun doing it. Appreciate everybody takes the time to check us out. It'll be up on Spotify and all the places that you listen. Want to give us a little 5-star on there, we'd appreciate it. TV, man, I can't say the Niners jersey looks good because but you got your cousin on there. You got your cousin representing. So
while he's still the team, he played 3 snaps on Sundays. So
got at least one game check. Got one game check anyway. So
yeah. Well, with the Brown on the team, I had to pull up, man.
Yeah, I was tweeting on Monday night because I had no dog in the fight. It was Bears Vikings. There's a Daniel Hardy that plays for Chicago, and he's from out west. He's from Oregon, like Portland, Oregon, went to Montana State, so on the other side of the country. But he was blowing up some people on special teams. So I was like, I said, I say Hardy out there? Oh, that's a Hardy. And so he lit up some people, and I was like Hardy with the little bomb emoji. So hey,
you may have to cut a check, get that thing, man.
Yeah. Number 92 for the Bears.
There you go.
Daniel Hardy. So, hey. And maybe he might get a little more time. He made some plays. He might get to stick around with him. So
to be clear, exactly. But to be clear, I'm not exactly a Tim Brown fan, like I kind of am now. But I just got a Tim Brown. I had to get a T Brown jersey. Yeah. It was off the rack, man.
Yes. Absolutely. And I saw a clip of him on a podcast talking about when Bo Jackson was there. He would just be like a decoy, run up across the field, or you go and make a block, and he was supposed to try to, in his mind, go ahead of Bo and go block this one last guy. And he said, I'm a 4.3 40. I'm digging. And he said, don't ever run behind Bo Jackson. Don't ever get caught on film running behind Bo. It was cartoonish how fast he was. I'm 4.3 and losing ground to Bo Jackson.
Everybody, I saw a clip of Joe Montana was talking to, I forgot who he was talking about when did he know that Jerry Rice was going to be Jerry Rice. He said first couple of practices, he was dropping some balls. He said, but the thing he noticed was when he would catch it, Jerry would always run to the end zone. Like whatever drill they were doing, catch, shoo. And Montana said, man, that's crazy. Like, why are you doing that? He's like, but come to find out, he kind of like running to the end zone. Maybe that's what other people need to do if they want to get the touchdown record.
Yeah. He found his way there more than anybody. So.
That's right. That's right.
On that note, we ended talking about your boy. So
wherever my little Jerry right there's my little Jerry right. Hello, little Jerry.
Yeah, number 80, Jay Rice.
My man.
Ending the show. Catch Talk Wednesday, BS3 Network. See everybody next week. Have a good weekend. Keep feeling better. Glad you're back.
Yeah.
And we'll do it again next week, man. Appreciate y'all watching.